for about 5,000 years, maybe even longer, anytime any historical document, including the Bible, talks about money, it's talking about gold and silver coins. For all of human history, up until 1971, all forms of money were either actual gold and silver coins or tied their value to gold and silver. This matters a lot because the supply of money that is digital, like the dollar, is controlled by a small entity of people who can just create more money with a few strokes of the keyboard. But for all of human history, it wasn't like that. If you wanted to get more money, there were only two ways you could get more money ethically or legally. Obviously, you could steal from somebody, but putting that aside, there are only two ways to get money. One is you give somebody else something that they want badly enough that they're willing to give you some of their money for that thing. Now that could be your time, that could be your labor, that could be a service, that could be a product. But in order to get money, you've got to come up with something that somebody else wants badly enough to pay you for it. That's the most common way to get money. The second way to get money was to go dig it out of the ground, because that's where gold comes from. Ultimately, you can just go dig it out of the ground. But when you think about the cost of what it would take to go find the gold to dig it out of the ground, then do the digging to get it out of the ground, and then melt it down to refine it to get all of the other stuff out of that gold so that you have something that you can actually purchase, you have to remember, well, it's got to be cheaper to do all of that work than to do any other work to get money. In other words, if I have to hire people and buy equipment and it costs me on average 2 ounces of gold, 2 gold coins, in order to produce 1 gold coin, then I'm going to be losing money on that venture. This naturally put a limitation on how fast the money supply could grow, because it could only grow if the demand for money was so high that it was affordable for people to spend the money to go get the gold, produce it, and put it into circulation. Otherwise, it was just more cost effective to do other work in order to get money that already existed.